Russell Wilson's time as Denver Broncos starting quarterback has come to a quick end. After 2 seasons, the Broncos made the announcement that their plan is to release Wilson once the new NFL season begins, which is technically March 13th. Broncos made an announcement saying, on behalf of the Broncos, we thank Russ for his contributions and dedication to the team. Y'all know Wilson had to release his own statement, and it is as corny and cliche as Wilson has ever been. He said, tough times don't last, but tough people do. To give you the nerdy answer on why the Broncos are releasing Russ, they owe him a lot of money, and it's going to be a huge dead cap hit. The way the Broncos are doing it, though, is they're going to split it up over 2 years. They're going to also avoid a $37 million guarantee trigger for the 2025 season that would have took place if, in fact, the Broncos would have kept Russ on their roster going forward. So again, they're still going to have to pay a lot of money. $85 million is an NFL record in dead cap hit, but they're able to save some of that money that they would have had to pay to Russ specifically, and they're able to break up that dead cap hit over a couple seasons. Pretty much, this is a quick, straight to the point story. The Denver Broncos brought in Russell Wilson. They gave a lot up to get him with Seattle. Okay, Russ has a bad year one in Denver. Okay, you bring in Sean Payton. I thought Russ played okay last season. Some would say good. I'll just stay at okay. Sean Payton don't want to move forward with Russell Wilson. I think Sean Payton is regretting taking that darn Broncos job. I believe he believes he should be the coach in Los Angeles with the Chargers, that new Harbaugh job. Payton doesn't want to move forward with Wilson. They got to find a way to get out of this contract as best they can. Let's keep in mind, Russ got a new deal pretty much days after his trade to Denver. He already still had years left on his deal from Seattle, heading over to Denver. It was an awful extension. The Broncos thought they were hitting a lick, re-signing Russ before he ever played a down in Denver. Turned out to be Russ hit the lick. He was nowhere near as good as he was at Seattle when he was pretty much on a Hall of Fame trajectory. That's really what happened. I mean, it's nothing more than that. Y'all know I'm somebody in the past that said Future hurt Russell Wilson's career. This is to bring it back to a music connotation. Y'all know I run a big music platform. A lot of people laughed at me. Some people said I'm clickbaiting. I was dead serious. Y'all know I think Future's one of the greatest rappers going right now. But because of whatever happened between Future and Russ's wife, Sierra, that optic that stands out there, with Russ obviously playing stepdad duty, which I'm not going to go too far in. I don't get in people's personal lives like that. The optic, though, from Future, the lines that he's given Russ over the years, it's created this corny narrative that surrounds the name of Russell Wilson. And I believe the Saints head coach, Sean Payton, who seems to be a pretty hip guy, I believe he bought into it. If you listen back to some of Sean's quotes over the last calendar year, you heard him say things that I thought were way out of line, like saying, Russ, you're not a politician. That's pretty much saying, Russ, you don't have to be the guy that kisses babies. You're not trying to win an election. Stop being so damn corny. Be a football player. Where does that narrative come from? I believe it came from the narrative that surrounded Russ with everything that's happened with Future. A lot of people not a fan of how he has been stepdad to Lil Future. Again, I think all that played into the Broncos already starting off on the wrong foot. Russ, obviously the biggest elephant in the room is his play was not as great as it was in Seattle, but nevertheless, it appears as though Russell Wilson will be playing football elsewhere as the Broncos announced their plan to cut him. You know, we're hearing about the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll see if he ends up going to Pittsburgh and being their quarterback. He's a paid man. He's going to get a lot of money no matter how this thing plays out. He's made a lot of money already. We'll see if Russell Wilson lands elsewhere. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Russ doesn't start the season with a new team. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It sounds like Pittsburgh is likely, but if that doesn't work out, I'm looking at some of these other teams. Why would you go in the direction of Russ? He's a big brand. He seems to bring a pretty cliche type of morale to a team. Doesn't seem to be the best in the locker room with a lot of the other guys. Why would you go about doing that when you could just go get you a young quarterback in the draft and start that thing over. Time, love, and support. I do not like how the Denver Broncos treated Russ. I like Russ, but I can't act like he didn't put a lot of this on himself. People get tired of them corny cliche lines, man. Time, love, and support is what your boy never take for granted. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing.
Why build theirs when I believe I can build my own?
You've already done it, or I wouldn't be here.
I'm already the only elite sports and music journalist in the game today. My goal is simple, to be the best there's ever been. So, please don't go. Make sure you subscribe and follow the journey. It truly means everything to me. I tell stories. I talk music. I cover sports. I am culture. I am Pharaoh.